Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Allen. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We begin with the political response to this week's tornadoes here in Sioux Falls. Tuesday night, close to 11:30, 3 tornadoes touched down in the city, 2 of them on the south side of town. This video from KSFY photojournalist Dave Houck as one of the tornadoes passed through the area of Louise and Interstate 229. You can see debris falling out of the sky. There was damage to the Avera Heart Hospital, damage to homes. A tornado that touched down along 41st Street damaged several businesses between Louise and Minnesota Avenues.
There is significant damage throughout the city.
By Wednesday morning, South Dakota Senator John Thune was on the floor of the United States Senate talking about the overnight trio of tornadoes that had left behind a trail of worry and damage.
Thankfully, there appear to have been no fatalities, but there was a lot of structural damage, and I'm grateful to all the emergency responders, the electric crews, and all those who worked through the night to keep residents safe. My thoughts are with Sioux Falls today and with all those who are dealing with the tornado's aftermath. I had the opportunity this morning to speak with Mayor Paul Tenhaken of Sioux Falls, who, as you would expect, was up throughout the night with his team and just expressed our support to him, to his team, to our community as they begin the process of cleanup and recovery from what was a very, very damaging storm.
As the cleanup and recovery process continued in the aftermath of the tornadoes, our Washington, D.C. Bureau was able to speak with South Dakota Congressman Dusty Johnson.
Step one is making sure that everybody's safe. It seems like they are. Step two is making sure that we can get that critical infrastructure back online. The city is doing a good job of that. Then I think step three, which we're approaching quickly, is an assessment of what's the damage. Once we have a better idea, once we can get our arms around how bad it is, then we'll know what kind of federal resources may be able to be applied.
By Wednesday afternoon, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem was in Sioux Falls, surveying the damage firsthand. We caught up with her at the Avera Heart Hospital campus, which sustained some serious damage.
Right now, taking care of each other is incredibly important. And then, if you see people out helping clean up their yards, be careful as you're taking up trees and branches. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there with chainsaws and equipment clearing roadways and their yards. Just make sure you're watching out for each other.
By Friday morning, Senators Thune and Rounds and Congressman Johnson were in Sioux Falls touring the tornado-damaged area of 41st Street to get a better sense of what happened Tuesday night and just how serious the damage is in the city.
The fact that we don't have any loss of life here is incredible, and we should thank the good Lord for that.
And as local, state, and federal leaders deal with the aftermath of the Sioux Falls tornadoes, there is also flooding to deal with in communities like Flandreau, Mitchell, Madison, Pipestone. The result of heavy rains Wednesday night that have led to a repeat performance of flooding like we saw in the spring. Of course, we will follow all of these developments for you here on KSFY News.